when BizNow first reached out to me to talk about and to be part of this Platinum Corridor event, you know, it obviously stretches from south of here all the way north. And Jim, this takes me to you and Frisco Square. And what gets lost, at least somewhat, is we see this great legacy development just on the north side right here. And then we see the 5B mile. And anytime something has its own hashtag, right? Hashtag 5B mile, it's going to get a lot of attention. Talk to us on the northern reaches of why we're here today. I know you're heavily involved with Frisco Square. Tell us how that has really blossomed, let's say, in the last few years.
Well, we're going to have to develop our own hashtag up there. We're at Main Street and the tollway. We're going to call it the $1 billion intersection. So we have something new, and I need to correct the mayor here. Building buildings is not easy. I built 10, and when I started, I didn't have gray hair, so it's not that easy. But trust me. And we got involved with Frisco Square starting in 2004, and primarily because of the leadership of the city and that what they've done with the city, with the land plan, and with the school system. And if you're a young professional family, you're going to live in Frisco if you want to go to a public school. And the school system is tremendous, and the land plan is tremendous, so that they've been thoughtful. I mean, I don't know if John Lettler's here, the director of planning for the city, but he learned a lot when he was at Plano, and he's taken those lessons and applied them to Frisco so that he's got the right structure for the right city. We've seen a lot happen since '04. Like I mentioned, we built around 10 buildings. I saw Mike Avalon here earlier, and he just finished an apartment building up there. We just finished Gearbox, which led to the museum. And it's starting to take shape. The one thing that we did do up there that fortunately we didn't have to pay for, many of it, is we have 4 different draws between the soccer stadium and the municipal building and the Cinemark and then the hospitals. We got 4 different things that bring people to the area. And we've learned a lot. Way back when I was partners with Robert Shaw, and we did things in the Uptown area and Addison Circle and Legacy here. So I've taken a lot what I've learned over the years with him, and now I found that really the tipping point on nearly all these things is there's 2. One is to have draws, which Stephen brings the draw with the Cowboys and the Star. You need to have something to bring a draw. And the other is rooftops. And until you get about 1,000 units of people living there 24/7, the thing doesn't really take off. We saw that here in Legacy, where it was basically a corporate park with a lot of corporate headquarters here. But until we built the apartment units, it really didn't work. I talked to Femi in the early 90s, and he was having a hard time with the retail. But once we got 1,000 rooftops up there, it really worked. And I think that's happening with Frisco. We'll have about 800 rooftops now with the latest apartments. One more group, and we'll hit the tipping point, and then we expect the 5 billion mile to do the same thing. We do draft off of a lot of things that are happening here in Legacy West. The Nebraska Furniture Store was going to go to Frisco, wound up nearby, which was good for us. And we're looking for that community to really be a little European village, if you will. And you know, the mixed use terminology gets overused. If you want to really see a ideal mixed use community, go to Manhattan in New York. That's mixed use, and it's got 70,000 people per mile that live there, and that's why it works. Dallas has 4,000 people per mile, so it's hard to duplicate that, a real mixed use development. But we're trying to create something. I think we have started to, where it's got neighborhood services in a place you can really live and work. Live and play. The work part gets a bit overused, and I do say that I think we're the only planned mixed-use development in the country that has a church in it. Nobody else has a church, and so we've got it all that are coming in Frisco Square. So, in summary, I think a lot's happened over the last 12 years, and we think the 5 billion mile will really actually help us. And I'll place a bet with anybody in the room here. We'll hit $1 billion before they hit 5 billion.